Hello and welcome into another video. Today I'm in Allerton Cemetery in Liverpool, or when I say I'm in Allerton Cemetery, I'm sort of nestled between Allerton Cemetery and the Cheshire lines, and I'm checking out a place called Brunt Lane, a lane which I never knew existed until a guy, and I'm not messing, called Mr. Brunt told me about this place. I've been past it many a times. I sort of grew up around the area and stuff like that, never really give it much thought. So today I thought, nice day, sun's out, guns are not out, let's go and check it out. So why don't you come and join me on my walk down this forgotten lane, Brunt Lane. Right, so straight off, that's where the road name used to be at some point. There's public footpath there, although this is classed as a lane. Tell you what, I wouldn't be one to walking up here of a night. It's like someone's been here. Allerton Cemetery is just to the left. And yes, we do have evidence of dog walkers. So it does get used. And I'm assuming primarily by dog walkers. So Allerton Cemetery is to the left here. Before Allerton Cemetery was built, there used to be something called Short Butt Farm, or Short Butts Farm, and this lane was actually part of it. Up there, some bricks. Cemetery opened in, was it in 1909, and is home to about 77,000 graves. Do you know what, I've lived down here for God knows how long, and I've never even come down here, or, well, I've been past it. I always wondered what it was. To the right, over that wall, is the Cheshire lines. And I believe that this lane had to be somewhat adjusted back in the olden days to accommodate the railway. The information's pretty scarce on it, like, but you know. It's certainly full of graffiti, I'll give you that. Cemetery there. Trying to get off the bloody sun. There we go. Cheshire Line Social and that. It looks like at some point you probably could have got through there. Although it does say public footpath down there on Google Maps, it is actually classed as a lane. Maybe they changed it to footpath and they've just left it as it is. Yeah, more evidence of dog walkers. Very strange. Cheshire lines again. Over yonder is South Parkway. Well, I can't see much in terms of rubbish, so one can only assume that it's used by dog walkers. Take your shit home, will yous? Right, I'm gonna hazard a guess here, and I'm gonna say that these buildings on the left used to belong to Shortbutt Farm. I did read somewhere that they were the old barns. Yeah, they do look very farm-like. Oh, look at this. Interesting. Yeah, what's that on the wall there? It says just there, PE 1830. Don't know if you can see that, like. It's just there, PE 1830. Yeah, they're definitely structures belonging to the old farm, that. What's this here? Do not trespass on the railway. CCTV in operation. This is quite weird. Is this a path or is it a wall? Interesting. Yeah, they definitely look like old barns then. We'll go with that one, eh? Right, so let's carry on up the Brunt Lane. Quite peaceful actually. I wonder. Now, when I looked at this on Google Maps, it seemed to go on for quite a distance, but then it seemed to carry on. You went from like a solid sort of like footpath icon to like a staggered one, so I don't know if maybe at some point that used to be part of it and obviously it run, well, by the looks of it, run through Springwood crematorium, so obviously you can't have like the footpath carrying on from there, so maybe maybe they've done it like that just because it used to be there, I don't know. Wow, it's quite long, this. Didn't expect it to be this long. A little spin around. Yeah, wow. You've got quite a few churches on this cemetery as well. I think there's 3 in total. All 3 are disused. This is bizarre, this. 44 years of age. I used to hang around Allerton Towers and all that when I was a kid. Never ever once in all my life have I ever walked down this lane. This up here, some railings. Are we coming to the end of Brunt Lane, or are we going to get diverted off? Tell you what I'll do, I'll just get maps out and I'll see exactly, oops, where we are. Right, so as you can see there, Brunt Lane, we're actually coming to the end of it by the looks of it. The only reason why I say that is because the name disappears and it carries on, staggered line flip a neck for quite a substantial distance, right up through Clark's Gardens. Interesting. Oh well. There's quite a lot of rubbish here now. It's a lovely day, I tell you that. For the past few weeks I've been meaning to get out. The weather, wow. Now it's been too cold, too dark and miserable. Oh, it's been peeing it down. What's this? There's a dog walker there. Right, okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue walking up here then. I think it takes you, well, yeah it does, it takes you into the cemetery. What's that there? It's interesting. Yeah, it's at this point. Oops. It's at this point where Brunt Lane comes up from Walton Road and turns up to Springwood. The name seems to disappear about here. I'm assuming, I don't know, I haven't got a clue. I'm assuming it stops here, but as you can see right up there in the distance, it seems to carry on. Just check this house up here. Alright mate. Yeah, sound, cheers. Oh, a bit muddy. Right, okay, we're in the cemetery now. Let's go through here, back through here. No. What's this over here? Looks like something's been dumped. Oh, it has. What is it? Wow. We have DVD player. Ooh, looks like an American one. Plug taken off. DVLA clamp. You may be fined up to £1,000. It's an offence to remove this clamp. Interesting. Right, let's swing a right up towards Springwood, eh? Well, that was something I never expected to find in a cemetery. Bloody wheel clamp along to DVLA. I don't think I'll go all the way up. I think I'll just go, let me see where we are on maps here. Yeah, this is going to take you right up, right across Springwood, into the crematorium. No. So it seems to end there at that junction. We'll just walk up here and walk back. It's not really of interest anyway here. No. This looks like the road you come down from Springwood when you cut in. Yeah, I'm not going to bother going up there because there's no point really. No, just takes up to Springwood. Right, okay. Let's go back down to Brunt Lane. Now, I've been here about half an hour and I've come across 3 dog walkers so far, so it does seem a popular spot for dog walkers. Those bricks on the floor again. I wonder at some point if, as I say, that was a wall. Surely that can't be part of Brunt Lane. Some old bricks on the floor. They're definitely not cobbles like. Why is that section sort of fenced off? Is it a big hole or something I can get into maybe? Nope. Ooh, really strange. Yeah, they're definitely the old barn buildings then. I'm no expert, but I think even a 5-year-old would pick them out. Very interesting place, I tell you that. A bowling green there. Yeah. Cemetery yard. Cheshire lines again. We're heading on back down to Walton Road, where the memorial, well, the gravestone, what do you call it? Gravestone workshop, should we call it? The memorial place where they make headstones. Some damage to the fence there. Just tried to fly the drone through this and had a slight accident, should we say. Not too major. Just a little chip propeller. Easily fixed. Right, so I'm making my way back down to Walton Road, where I'm going to end this video. But it's been an interesting walk, should we say. Very enlightening. As I said, I've never been here before, so pretty cool to see it, like. That looks nicely kept, doesn't it? Another hole in the fence. Does that say 87? Something. It's either 87 or 97. There, a little A inscribed in the wall. I'm not really a fan of graffiti, like, but when I see old graffiti from the 90s and 80s, that is quite cool. That's where it starts to thin out now. Have a little look back. Make sure there's no killer clowns after me. Or just clowns in general. Is this it? Cold and flu. Nope, don't need them. Nice wall, as old walls go. One thing I did notice coming in here, which I forgot to mention, was two lovely sandstone pillars just as you walk up this lane. And I'm told that the two houses, or the two buildings at the front of the cemetery, one is offices and one is a private dwelling. They're from the farm, apparently. That's weird. I've seen that before. It's just strange the way it's... Hold on, that looks like it's been... Ah, I see. At some point, that looks like it's rebuilt. That's just... Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, the two houses, or the two buildings in front, or at the front of Allerton Cemetery, as you come up Bolton Road, one's a private house, and one is offices for the cemetery. They did belong to the old farm, which was here before it became a cemetery. I'll take a look at them in a minute. Well, I wouldn't say it's disused. I'd say it's slightly forgotten about, because I spoke to a few people. They didn't know it existed, myself included, up until Al Brunt came up with the goods and said, "Did you know that there's a lane at the back of the cemetery and it is indeed called Brunt Lane?" I was like, no way, man. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, we're just approaching Walton Road. As you can see, two very large sandstone pillars, and what looks like used to have a gate on it at some point. So I'm assuming our Brunty Lane was gated off at some point. Concrete bollard there, I don't know what that's to stop bikes, cars or what. Yeah, you can see there. Metal work for the gate. And on that side as well. Yeah. Let's take a bit of a better look at it from there, if you can see it with the sun. I think it might be too sunny, but yeah, looks like at some point it had a gate on it. Right, so here's the entrance to Allerton Cemetery. I think that left one, yeah, that's the offices, and that's the private dwelling. I also forgot to mention that within this graveyard is also this. So if that's a private dwelling, and that's offices. Council owned as well. Let's have a little look on the map here. So as you can see there, from Walton Road, Brunt Lane is on that map, then it seems to disappear. So I think it was at that point where I sort of walked up here and then Springwood's here. So you've got Muslin woodland there and then woodland there, and it looks like Brunt Lane seems to veer off there at some point. So I'm assuming that was when the railway sort of was whatever they done with it extended and they had to move Brunt Lane. So I'm assuming Brunt Lane carried on further on at some point, but I don't know. Interesting. So that is not part of Brunt Lane as I originally thought. Very interesting. I'm there, by the way. I was going to try and get a drone shot of flying down there, but there's too many cars. Apologies, I'm going to sneeze. Right, this property is a private dwelling and has no connection with the cemeteries or crematorium services. City of Liverpool. So if you want to see what the original, well, I'm assuming they're the original gates from Brunt Lane, as you can see the latches probably all the same unless they've been changed at some point, but I doubt it. I'm assuming they're the original gates. Right, on to Walton Road, and I think that wraps up today's video. Right, well that's a wrap. Very interesting little place, if I'm honest with you. As always, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.